What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? What the hell is going on? I know, right off the bat, right? So what? Let's do it. Let's talk about this.
More paramedics have been requested.
This is insane. What the hell is going on in this country?
From what we're hearing through radio chatter, but still unconfirmed, is that they are community members that were down here along Laguna Road that were there at the time they were deploying pepper balls and tear gas canisters. So they have requested paramedics. The fire department is going to send more resources down a little further down, probably about a mile from what you're seeing right now.
In case
the fire department
you haven't heard,
now, if local authority was requested for any specific reason, whether that's to protect the firefighters or disperse any crowds that would likely be.
in case you haven't heard, there's some pretty massive deportations going on, and right now, basically, in California, there are all these vans and like a bus and like all these people, from the government, from the feds, trying to deport people, I guess, that they're claiming are here illegally, undocumented. That's the claim, I suppose. I don't think that the state would agree. I think that's the point, is that like a lot of these... So what's happening is these cars are coming in and barricading the feds there and not letting them leave. And then they got tear gassed. So basically what's happening is you have a situation where the state government does override the federal government. It does. So what's going on here? State government overrides federal government. So what's going on here? State government in this country overrides federal government. And right now, we're just literally seeing that the feds are going to honor not that. They're going to just do the opposite. This is kind of what we've seen evidence of throughout the history of this country, actually, is we've seen, and these were always mistakes. These were always seen as mistakes. Where the feds took too much, did too much. So basically, what you have to realize is that a lot of immigrants come here to, sort of start over. Their country's corrupt. You might think of them, well, you send them back and they're criminals or whatever. Yes, in that country. Well, what did they do? Like, do you know? And so, like, who knows what crazy law or crazy thing happened that, you know what I mean? Like, or also, who knows how often the country's so corrupt that we don't understand what's going on fully, and these people are just part of it, whether they'd like to be or not. And they get dragged into it, and sometimes they just have to leave and try to start over, and America is the promised land. Like, they're always promised open borders. They come here, sanctuary cities, legally, through legal means, and now the federal government under the current president, has started mass deportations again that are not legal. And the reason he's getting away with it is because of that thing I told you about with like the kingly power and stuff like that. That's what everybody means when they say that, is that regardless of what state courts and stuff like that are going to do to try to block this, he can just override that because, again, power of a king. And that shouldn't be the case. Again, the state government overrides federal government. Period. So for good reason. This is why we are the United States. So there's no point at which any of this should be happening, like in a normal society that is trying to move ahead into technology, embracing other people's minds that come from other cultures and stuff like that, and trying to lift people up and welcome them in and stuff. This is none of that. This is, as he stated already, he thinks that we're not going to have a country anymore unless he does this. Yeah, I think the statement's a little racist. It's just my opinion, but I truly believe that. We can talk about the facts and the reasons why a wall doesn't make any sense and why this is a racist statement too, and like all the other things that have been said and tried to be pushed for a reason. We can discuss that reasonably and logically, but the problem is that would this help? Because you can do that too. Yeah, like the people can do that too. I just, will that help? If it would help, sure, we can do that. I just don't know that it will. I don't know that the reasons will click enough for people to be like, oh yeah, okay, now I get why that's... Because they should have already, kind of clicked in a lot of different ways. It's the sort of thing where this whole stigma of we must I don't know, for some reason there's this real stigma with we must maintain some type of border, I suppose, walls, like it gives people, I guess, a sense of security, like if they put up a border or a wall or something like that, because, the fear has been pushed on them from propaganda and stuff like that to think that these folks working on a farm in California right now that are being forced out and being tear gassed are somehow like the drug cartel. What part of this is a good thing? They're farm workers. They're just there they're there probably to work, right? They're there at their jobs and they just got picked up. That's messed up. No, this is the point. Like, I've already made the point that a lot of the time, these folks have to go through a very rigorous process and are very highly scrutinized, and to become a citizen and stuff like that. Like, that's the whole point. Like, there's a process for it, and they're doing it legally. So like, the concept of undocumented, yeah, I mean, that's not true. There's plenty of documentation for it. Plenty. It's just not true. You're just, like, saying these things that sound good for a racist cause. So just call it what it is. Like, we need to rise up above this ridiculousness and not let racism become a problem for this country again.
We're showing video on the screen here of tense moments between these federal agents and people who are confronting them. If you had something to say to
The white man came here and took the country from Native Americans.
loved ones and perhaps
Native American Indians. That's what we call them.
what would you say right now?
We used to call them Indians. They're Native American Indians. Native Americans. That's what you should call them, because that's what they are. So that's why we used to. I don't know why we used to. Why did we used to call them that? That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with anything. Native Americans. And the whole point is, the white man came here and forced his way onto the land and forced his culture onto the Native Americans too. And then you're told this story by Disney about Pocahontas and stuff like that. It's just complete nonsense. Like, it was a cool, I guess it was a cool story, but could you have used a different name so that, I don't know, like don't teach them wrong. Like, I'm actually really irritated as an adult that I was allowed to watch a movie called Pocahontas that just literally taught me lies. John Smith was a good guy. Yeah, these were all good guys coming here, forcing their way onto the land.
That they have, and say an individual and a family gets
No.
arrested, what are some of the steps they should take?
No. They, again, like, there was no trying, like, initially, no, there was no trying to work with them, just again, just like this, just like you see, where they're just trying to force people out, and stuff like that. You realize how long their people have been coming back and forth to this land? Probably longer than us. So, again, I'll ask you, do you think a wall sounds racist? How dare you? Yeah, this is, again, it's not even our land, it's God's land.
And BNA, can you
Why are you doing this?
city and the county?
Because the cities are all filled and you don't want to move out?
I understand Oxnard has
Probably.
saying they are not part of these kinds of raids.
You like the city? I don't.
These raids. And sometimes
Good. You realize there's new cities popping up all over the place. Move to Lancaster or something.
even if they are not participating in these raids,
It's not too full there.
speak to the separation
Like move to, like, just stop thinking like that. Like, if it gets too full, move somewhere else. There's still plenty of space. There is. No, really. Like, I don't get that concept to think that there's not. Yes, there is. Yeah. It's just in New York there's not. In LA there's not. So therefore you think, oh, you know, since like a ton of people are in both these places, this is where like a good portion of the general US populace that's intelligent is. Educated. Yeah, for sure. So therefore, yeah, everybody thinks that, you know, like, that's what everybody pays attention to, especially in other countries too. The shit that happens in New York and the shit that happens in LA. And holy crap, it's bad. Do you pay attention to all the good stuff that people do elsewhere? And like all the other good things that are going on? Like this is the whole point. Like, this is what he wants. Like, he wants all this to be about him. He wants to be seen by his base doing this. It looks good for him. Good place. where the entire time that I worked at that place, the ownership and other people in that place, I'm not going to say the name of the place or anything like that, but I didn't stay long. It really broke my heart how racist some of the people were. And these were people claiming to be very Christian. And they just how very blatantly racist they were towards Spanish people. Like, literally just so freaking racist. And I remember thinking to myself, it's funny because I'm pretty sure they hired certain folks because, you know, diversity and all that. And then, meanwhile, they're going to treat them different. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's just awful. It's just like when you hear about the undocumented workers that Trump had working at his resort. Yeah. And you're like, huh. Interesting. So if that's the case, why didn't we get an answer on that? Why? Oh, right. There's just another lie, right? Obama deported people. Obama had a plan in place for removing people that shouldn't be here. Not people that are here to try to, like, you know, actually care and gain citizenship because they truly love America. That's a good thing. We would want that. It is such a rigorous process. I've seen people have to go through it, and that's the whole point. Is like, you have no idea. You know, like, half of the Americans that take for it's truly amazing, like, how many of them couldn't probably answer half of the questions that these folks have to answer on, like, these quizzes and stuff they have to take on our own history. And then half the Americans that were, you know, like, born here and went to school here, they can't answer that shit. They don't know. Yet these people have to be, like, spot on with, like, all these different things. They have to be educated. Americans just get act like fools. Yeah, like the guy in charge flat out proves that. He acts like a fool all the time. So basically, yeah, that's what happened here. Like, they tried to deport a bunch of people. All these cars started blocking them in and not letting them leave. And that's kind of what I've been watching unfolding here. Coffee's almost done. So yeah, we're just watching this stuff unfold, and yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it. A wall. I'm just gonna be really logical. I'm not gonna be rude with it. I'm just gonna be really logical. Okay. Here's why a wall doesn't make any sense. Okay. And it should already kind of be obvious because of what's been going on. It should already kind of be obvious with what's been going on. But I'm gonna just be logical with you. All right. So a wall. First of all, a wall is super expensive and really hard to maintain. It's going to be super expensive. Anytime like a hurricane hits that, or something like it's just gonna just obliterate it. And there's sort of a gulf down there that Trump renamed. So anyway, aside from the cost, what you have to realize about security and about actually protecting a border is why it doesn't make any sense to have a wall is line of sight. And if you've seen this wall, it's not see-through, or it's concrete basically. And line of sight is so important for security. It would be much more effective to maybe increase another line of fences, like a separate second or third line of fences instead of a huge wall, and have higher towers for line of sight. Stronger, higher towers? Yes. Sure. But again, the cartels and the people that are getting through the border, they're coming through through the process. They're fooling the system. And the FBI should be investigating that. That's what should be happening. This is not what's happening here. All we're doing is pretending like there's a problem at the border, pretending like there's a problem here with all these people that are trying to become citizens, instead of investigating the actual people that are here illegally and actually doing something about the real border problem. Not the fake one, not the fake problem. So the question you have to ask yourself is, why is Donald Trump actually covering for the people that are here illegally? I'll tell you why. Because the Russians, they're not fucking Mexicans or Spanish. No, they're Russians. And they're here illegally because of Donald Trump. And yeah, they're doing shit. And they're spies. They're in your government. I don't know what else to tell you. It's pretty obvious, especially all the scamming he talked about all over the years. Going way back, if you remember, he assigned our Secretary of Defense, right? Was the CFO of ExxonMobil, CFO or CEO, the lead guy of ExxonMobil over in Russia, basically the right-hand guy for Putin, for all his oil and all that. That's who Donald Trump appointed as our Secretary of Defense the first time he was president. That guy. This is what you need to remember. And nobody cares, nobody's talking about it. Why isn't Fox talking about this? Why isn't anybody still talking about this? Why isn't anybody still talking about the fact that Donald Trump's very obviously trying to create all these media scandals to try to distract you from the fact that he's taking your rights away? That big, beautiful piece of shit. And Schumer ain't doing shit about it. You think he's gonna do anything about it? You gotta do something. Go run. But run Republican if you want. Here's the problem though. Don't do what all of the rest of them do. If you do it, work with the Democrats. Please. Do not. You can run Republican, but please work with the Democrats. Because otherwise, you're going to wind up the same as the rest of them, and you're going to end up having to scratch somebody's back, and it's basically like a mob. Yeah, the Republican Party is like the mob. That's where the mob is. That's kind of like the whole point. Like Trump controlled the mob in New York for a while to help him cover some things up. He had all these lawsuits and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, he has immunity. The guy destroyed New York. And then he fled to Florida. Everybody seems to forget about this. Do some real police work on this guy for once. It's not that hard. It's really not. Yep. Except the problem is, don't do it the normal way. Do it the way where you look up all the stuff that he had removed. That he actually paid like a lawyer or somebody else to remove this from the media or remove this. You could still look it up. Yeah. So, do that. And also, if you're a lawyer, start figuring out, please. Yeah, we have evidence of stream disruption here now where they're heating up the device. It's plenty cool in this room. And we've shown that they will do this to my stream and my device. We've shown with the Faraday bag that my device will be in the bag and still connected to my Wi-Fi, even though it's completely blocking the mobile signal. Completely slashing it out, yet the device is still connected to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, somebody has SIM swapped me. Somebody's literally just SIM swapped me at my mobile carrier, and they're just literally sitting here staring at my phone all the time from another device, which is why we have all these interferences. They are working for Donald Trump. Oh, absolutely. That's why sometimes, if you've ever noticed, I'll actually kind of call out Donnie Dickhead, and I'll have real legitimate call out, and like the next day, no lie, the next day, he'll like say something that's literally conveniently the exact thing I just talked about on the stream the day before. What the fuck? He wasn't even talking about it. This shit was like a while ago, and then conveniently the very next fucking day, he's there, Donald fucking Trump is talking about it. Oh wow! Fascinating stuff. It's almost as if Elon Musk worked with Donald Trump to hack some people and spy on them. And the FBI is like, I'm looking over here, we don't fucking know anything. See you. That's what they're doing. They're doing this shit. This is your distraction. Meanwhile, people that publicly support anything that's against Trump, like basically free speech, basically going against free speech, yeah, all this stuff. You realize how incredibly illegal it is for the President of the United States to sit here and spy on people and keep tabs on Americans? Do you have any idea how incredibly illegal that is? I don't think you do. I really don't think you understand the full extent of what that implicates. It implicates that the President of the United States is the inside man. That's all it means. He's giving your information to the bad guys. This is literally all it means. And now he has immunity. So basically, anything that they find that he's done while in office this time, that's not going to have any effect on him. They're not going to hold him accountable. Remember when we went back to that Supreme Court Justice pick, Brett Kavanaugh? Remember that? Remember when Obama warned you? And for the first time in history, and we keep saying, for the first time in history, for the first time in history, for the first time in history, and you just, like, it's not getting through. And for the first time in history, way back, when Obama warned you about Trump, the warning was that for the first time in history, they didn't pick a Supreme Court justice. They didn't pick a Supreme Court justice that Obama recommended, everybody liked, ethically sound. The guy would have been brilliant. Meanwhile, just picks, no, we'll just wait. We'll just wait this long period of time so that way we can just get our guy. It's obvious what they were doing. Obama called it. We all called it. We all were talking about it. Didn't matter. Nobody cared. And suddenly Brett Kavanaugh is the pick. And all these shit starts happening. And all this shit starts happening. Don't you think that maybe, just maybe, our judges are, corrupt? You know, I remember I saw this one body cam footage this one time of this cop, this awesome cop, pulling over a judge Because this judge was literally going fucking 83. He was like 83 in like a 40 or something like that. It was ridiculous. Pulls him over. Immediately, the guy's like, "What's your fucking badge number? What's your badge?" As soon as he gets to the window, he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, sir, you need to calm down." And like, he's just like yelling at him. He's like, "What's your badge? Here's my ID. What's your fucking badge number?" He is like freaking out, and he gives it to him. But then like the guy's like, "I'm gonna have your job after this. Do you have any idea who I am?" And he's like, Sir, you're going 83 in a 40. I don't care who you are. You got pulled over. I'll be right back." And basically, kind of how he responded. And he walks away, and he takes his license. He's looking at it, and he calls. And then like the report comes in, and you just hear, "Ah, shit." That's all you hear. You just hear, "Ah, shit." And then he calls it in. He's like, "Yeah, you know," I asked him to go to the channel, whatever. He's like, "Oh, this guy's a judge." And then the office, the superior officer's like, "Yeah, you better let him go." He's like, "Sir, are you sure?" He was literally, I clocked him. I have it right here. I can give you a picture. I can show you. He was going 83 in a residential area, in a 40. And he's like, "I know, and I appreciate it, but you better let him go. Your career might be on the line." He actually says that. It's like, oh my god. What the fuck? And this was like 10 years ago. You think it's gotten better? No. No, it's getting worse now under this. This is going to make it worse. This is entitlement. That was entitlement. 83 and a 40. What if it was his neighborhood? Would he have appreciated that? If he was walking along the road and somebody else was going 80, he would have been mad at the cop for not pulling him over. Yeah, so like this is the point. It's a double standard. You know, they're infallible, yet they judge people. Interesting. So, you know, they never do anything they shouldn't do. The truth is, obviously, you see the full-on example when you watch those body cams. It's not the only one. There's tons of them like that. Of judges and stuff, and district attorneys, too. Like, people that are employed by the state that are corrupt. And, you know, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. You know, that has nothing. We're just talking about corrupt people. Don't be all political about that shit. Just corrupt. Okay, because you can have good guys on either side. You know, like I told you guys again, there's just not a lot of them left. John McCain was a good guy. He was a damn good Republican. Love that guy. Yeah, that's it. And he respected Obama. He didn't trash him. That's called camaraderie, and what this country is built on. We're all going toward the same cause. We just have different opinions on how to get there. Why are we? What? Why does Biden feel the need to pardon his family for fear that Trump is going to literally create something out of thin air just to investigate him because his base is so convinced about the lie about the election? Yet, do you remember that Trump was the one that took out the ads to stop the steal? And we already know there was no proof of that until Trump then actually caused voter fraud in his election, not Biden's or the previous. No. For his follow-up one with Elon Musk buying him in. Yep, we already know now that, yep, if you're rich, now that's how it works, because now it's rigged. And that's what Trump was talking about. In a few years, don't worry, we're going to have it rigged so you never have to vote again. Remember that? Yeah, he said it. Whew. It's awful. That is awful. Now, keep this in mind. I'm also not somebody that's just like, oh, we should hate the guy and stuff like that. No, he's just an idiot. I don't know. I think it's somewhere along the way he just really thinks he can fix everything and make it better eventually, and then try to like claim all this stuff that was his idea, you know, like where he takes something away to try, you know, like the Iran nuclear deal, like where he got rid of the deal and now they could make weapons, so now they're fighting, and now he's like, well, now we should have a deal, you know, like he first said that they didn't need a deal, why the fuck is there a deal, and then he got rid of it, and now they're fighting, and there's a whole war because of Donald Trump, and so now he's like, oh, yeah, we should have a deal. So that's the point. Donald Trump causes wars, he causes problems, he literally causes a whole fucking bowl of shit to happen out of nonsense, just so he can try to fix it, so he look like he did something. And I've never changed that rhetoric. I've never changed the fact that I've noticed this out of him since the beginning. I've been saying this has been a commonality that we've been talking about for a long time. I mean, other people have too. Other people have noticed this too. Ridiculous. And, you know, I think anything that he can lay claim to that were positive during his time in office are things that came from the previous administration, from a Democrat that was in office before him, that did it before him. That's it. You know, Republicans have just been shit lately. Bush was terrible. He randomly destroyed Iraq for no reason whatsoever. Oh, we believe they have weapons of mass destruction, so we're going to go to war. We're going to cause a deficit. And, yeah, we don't care what you think. Our country is strong. We go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. And I'm going to deliver this ridiculous speech and make you believe that I actually believe that. But meanwhile, it was all bullshit. Nonsense. They never found him. They didn't have him. And Iran had him. Duh. As we've been talking about. It was in Iraq. It had nothing to do with fucking 9/11. That was... What? What the fuck is Saddam Hussein? That was Bin Laden. But he's going after Saddam. Huh? 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 And then Obama had to take care of the shithead that caused the thing we will never forget? If I ever... Oh my god, I wouldn't be able to control myself. Bin Laden is as good as dead if I ever fucking saw him. And I would never harm a fly. I capture spiders and let them outside, man. Bin Laden? Oh, fuck. That guy's done. And we didn't go after him until Obama. The fuck is wrong with this country? Well, seriously. That's what I keep wondering. What the fuck is wrong with this country when, again, even way back, instead of going after Bin Laden, you're all fooled. Oh, 9/11. Yeah, we have to go attack Iraq for... whatever. Oh, WMDs, that's right. What the fuck does that have to do with 9/11? And why the fuck are we wasting time on that? WMDs? No. We didn't believe that. That's not what the intel said. They lied. Period. They lied. It was to start a war. Yep. They didn't know how to stimulate the economy. War's good for the economy. Dick Cheney's an asshole. That's it. He said, well, if we start a war, we just pick a country that nobody really cares about, that sucks anyway. And nobody will give a shit if we just bomb them and just do whatever. That's literally all they did. What a bunch of assholes. To defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Okay, you didn't defend freedom when you gave that stupid-ass speech on the rubble in New York City while proceeding to do nothing about bin Laden. You did nothing, Bush. Nothing. What a joke. Meanwhile, Obama actually took care of your mess. No, the only good news is that you you pale in comparison to what a joke this guy is, this present one. Yeah, that's the only difference, is that he pales in comparison to what a joke this guy is. So again, I'll ask you, what do you think that the Republicans have ever done? Except, like, you know, literally just bend you over? That's all they're doing. Since I can remember. I mean, geez, even JFK was a Democrat. And everyone's like, oh, JFK, love JFK, oh, love JFK, Everybody pretends to love JFK. He's a Democrat. But you're going to start realizing who's actually helping to do things for the country. And how long they've been doing it. Now, I'll give it to you that there wasn't a great Democrat in between JFK and Clinton. But after Clinton, with those two successful terms and balancing the budget, yeah. And this is the point. They were so successful and so good at what they did on helping the country. This just pissed off the Republican. All they did is sit here and create scams that, like, literally, like, basically crimes to try to make them look bad. That's all the Republicans have been doing, just literally trying to run bill after bill where they just sit here and say that the Democrats did it or something like that, and that it's bad. And that wasn't working. They were just really bad at that. So now they just flat out lie. They pass something and lie to you about it because you don't read the bills. You don't know how. You don't understand it. So, like, you won't actually read. They'll just say it does this, but doesn't. They don't have to. Because again, it's Donald Trump. So remember, he made it so that he doesn't have to really be honest with you because he can't be held accountable, you know, for the misinformation eventually and stuff like that. Like that was the whole point, remember? Like that was starting to kind of catch up with him a little bit. And like that's ridiculous. You like you can't ever have a point at which you know, just like eventually Congress can come together for, you know, a common cause and have a bipartisan meeting and talk about things and try to get things done. That guy can't do that. He can't. He won't. He just won't. Yeah, you're talking about a guy that calls servicemen suckers and losers. You know, instead of trying to lift people up and be nice to them and stuff like that and show that he's a nice person, he just kind of walks into a room and says that to people. Like, I get it, he wants to look cool or something, so that's how he thinks. Like, that's the point. Like, yeah, that's probably why he said that, but like, why would you think that he has the proper demeanor and mentality for presidency? Like, what part of the way he talks to people and presents himself in that demeanor makes you think that tells the rest of the world that he's not a fucking moron? Because I'm pretty sure Putin knows that guy's an idiot and knows exactly how to use him. Because he has been.
Rich, thank you for that. As you saw,
this is insane. Like, just watching this. Like, they got the roads, like all these things blocked up. They tear gassed people. Apparently, I guess, I don't know if somebody's, like, people are getting hurt or whatever, but this is stupid. And, you know, it'd be one thing if, like I said, we're talking about really actually people that are illegal. But again, we already know that's not true. We already know we've seen mass quantities of lying in that regard where that's not the case. You know, like literally they're just deporting people, you know, that are trying to go through legal means to gain, you know, citizenship to be here and stuff like that. And they have every right to do that. They're doing it through their state, and that's why the state's defending them, and that's why they know they're there. That's why these people are being blocked from leaving, but the feds just come in. You know, it's like when... Remember when they first legalized marijuana in California? Do you remember that? They recreationally legalized marijuana in California, and I think it was the FDA. I think it was the FDA or the FBI. Shortly after that, literally shut down a dispensary, a legal dispensary, and just took it all. And like it looked so bad. Like all these people were standing booing them and shit like that, and they were laughing. They thought it was funny. And they were taking all of it. They probably just took it home. I mean, what the fuck are they doing with it? What was the point of that? And then Obama had to reaffirm after that, no, state overrides federal government. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you focused on that shit, doing all this, causing problems for Americans, doing legal stuff their state's allowing them to do, instead of doing what you're supposed to do and actually investigating real fucking crimes? What the hell are you doing? And so Obama had to get involved in that, and he did. This is the turning point where Republicans were really mad that he was respecting that. They were hoping that he wouldn't. No, Obama, that's the point. He is absolutely for the Constitution and the way this country is supposed to run. And that's the way it's supposed to run, where the state government overrides the federal government. That's literally how it runs. That's how it works. So, you know, you're doing that, and you're causing all this mayhem of deporting people that are just trying to go through the legal means that they're supposed to go through, and they know that they're supposed to. They know they're allowed to be here. That's the point. They've talked to their state representatives. They might have even had encounters with their police and stuff like that, where they even like that's fine. You know, we know you're supposed to be here. Yada yada yada. Meanwhile, Trump just sends the feds in and just says no, and just does whatever the fuck he wants. Doesn't, you know, no rhyme, no reason, no calculation, no just. Yeah, it was like, you know, what was it, a couple weeks ago in California? Again, of course. When there were some riots, but they were already maintained by the police in the area. They literally handled that shit. That was impressive, too. Yeah, they deserve a round of applause. The police in LA, I think it was LA, right? San Diego, LA? I don't remember wherever those riots were. The police literally handled it that night and like contained it. That's impressive. And that shit was bad. And no lie, the next day, that's when that fucking Trump calls in the National Guard and pretends like there's something going on and has them standing there, and it looks stupid as hell. There's nothing's happening, they're just fucking standing there. Okay, so now he does this. Yeah, he does this so that way, you know, like knowing how the people are going to react, where there's a bunch of them there and stuff like, this is ridiculous. Like, you don't see what he's doing? This just pisses people off. So anyway, yeah. You know, it's really clear that we're headed for a huge downfall, and it's already happening. I mean, because of that bill and, you know, a few other things, the U.S. dollar is actually hugely devalued all of a sudden. It's down by a good bit. That's really dangerous, and we don't really see it coming back up anytime soon because of what Donald Trump has been doing. This is Donald Trump's America now. He's president, and he's doing all this. You know, again, he's the one that wanted to part ways with NATO. And he's siding with Russia. Sends Putin a non-warning, a fake warning. What a joke Trump is. What a joke. What a laughing stock. This guy doesn't threaten anybody. He doesn't make anybody scared. They're not scared of him. What a joke. I mean, yeah, be scared of the U.S. military if he actually uses it. But Trump's not scared. And nobody thinks that he is. That's always been the message. You think that Trump is... No, that's the point. Everybody in other countries sees him as weak. And Putin's using him. That's what they see. Now, yeah, obviously, like, they clearly have a brain, and just like us, can see, yeah, our military might, for sure, but... Yeah, if you manipulate the guy in charge of that, because he's a fucking idiot. Doesn't take much, does it? Yeah, like, this is the point. The guy would respond angrily to things and send out tweets. Watches TV, literally spends more time on watching TV and social media than he does dealing with real issues and intelligence briefings and stuff.
So basically, if he had kept going down,
This is the way he thinks.
he would have passed by the main building of where the detainees are being held.
It'd be really great if it was very obvious the FBI isn't doing anything. That would be great. Like, the FBI isn't doing anything right now. If they just don't do anything. Basically, right now, it's obvious that Trump appointed the people into the FBI that he did to try to shut it down. So that he could sit here and slowly shut down the federal investigative units that would actually start protecting the citizens from what he's doing. That's what he's doing. So basically, the FBI is just going to slowly go away. Just like all the other stuff that Trump defunds. So again, I don't know at what point people are going to do what they did on January 6th. But, you know, at some point people are going to realize what's actually happening. It's going to be too late. You're not going to really be able to do much. And that's what the other countries are counting on, us fighting with each other instead of coming to a diplomatic solution. That's what they want. They want, like, militias to start. Yeah. And that's what you don't want. No, you don't want that. Don't do that. And that's what he's trying to do. So, you know, like, it's the sort of thing where, like, start questioning things. You know? You're told to do something, and it sounds pretty evil and against the Constitution. I think what you need to do is you need to do your country a service, and you need to stand there in your uniform and you say, with all due respect, sir, go fuck yourself. Some of you need to start doing it. Serious. That's it. With all due respect, sir, go fuck yourself. That's it. There's no follow-up. They'll get the point. What you can do, force the soldier? Nope. You ain't a soldier. See you. Suddenly you don't have a military anymore. Suddenly those soldiers realize who the real threat is. because all they did was refuse a very valid, for a very valid reason to not harm the people they're supposed to protect. This is the point. This is what those guys didn't do when they were being given invalid bullshit info, just absolutely bonkers intelligence when they were invading Iraq originally, and just being lied to. This is what they should have done. They didn't. Because time and time again, it was very obvious, if you look at the situation, you know, what they were trying to do. And we have evidence of them sitting here and trying to break up the stream, cut out huge sections. Again, basically what they do is they heat up the device. They try to really, really heat up that device so that way they're basically shifting that bit rate around without... So basically they're sitting here and they're breaking my bit rate because they know I've been documenting them moving it around. So what they did is they figured out how to break it so that the bitrate counter doesn't, you know, like essentially they try to break these things and stuff like that, and they have scammed this whole thing so that it doesn't look like it's shifting around, but meanwhile they can sit here and silence what I'm trying to say, and whole sections of the stream will be completely missing after the fact. Like, for example, I'm sure probably right now the stream just picked up from where I said perhaps, and you're sort of wondering why like there's whole section missing. Well, that's my point, is as I start down a road where it's very obvious I'm on to something that they don't want you to know about, they very clearly sit here and take the device and try to scam it so the entire chunk of that stream is missing. Right when I say that. This is constant. So what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to specifically those times when that happens, because, you know, they've been doing this for a while. You know, you should probably go back to some of these streams where we're talking about certain things, especially that big, beautiful bill, where I was literally sitting here before that bill trying to convince you and tell you everything that was in it that was terrible. Tell you what it was really for. And then conveniently we had all this interference where the device was, you know, again, as we were saying these things, it wasn't happening any other time, but conveniently as we were starting to say the thing exactly detrimental to the bill that was false, that Trump was just lying about, conveniently then there would be an entire fucking section of the stream just fucking missing. Yep. And again, I already proved that, again, the Wi-Fi, somebody has scammed my devices. They have literally sat here and scammed my devices to be permanently connected to the Wi-Fi. I've already proven that. I've proven that with the Faraday bag. So, there shouldn't be any disruption ever at any point in time. Yep, that's your proof. They're literally sitting here, constant connection. Constant. It's never... Even if I do turn off all those connections, I turn off the Wi-Fi and I turn off the mobile data, it's still connected. Yep, I cannot physically use my devices to turn off the data or the Wi-Fi signal because, again, Donald Trump and his people have sat here and they have scammed and used their tools to cause these problems. And I promise you, it is them. I promise you, regardless of however many people they hired down the line to not follow the breadcrumbs, I promise you, it's just them. Because they've been doing this since for fucking ever. Since I started talking about this stuff long before the election. And I was warning you about this shit. And I predicted everything Trump was going to do. I was literally selling you exactly what he would do. I said everything. I literally said he's going to sign a shitload of executive orders and he is going to fucking lie. And every one of them is going to be a lie. All he's going to do is sit there and get into office and he's going to sign a bunch of fucking executive orders that are just bullshit fucking lies. And I kept telling you, I kept warning you about how he's literally just going to sit here and very carefully rig the election. Very carefully sit here and rig the election. He already admitted to it. Elon Musk was buying him into it. There's all kinds of illegal shit going on with that election and surrounding Donald Trump around this election. And I kept talking about this. I kept raising the red flags and stuff like this. And conveniently, this is again when we started to see streams just being completely ended from YouTube side of things for absolutely no reason whatsoever. We saw device interference for the first time ever, where we conveniently have a battery indicator malfunction that says, your battery's at this, but, you have to end the stream. It convinces the stream it's over, but conveniently it's not. It's not really at that. They just wanted your device to draw too much power so that way the stream would end. Literally all these things started happening where they were literally causing the device to intentionally draw more power. And they just started attacking my family, me and my family. They literally just started stalking, harassing, and attacking from afar, using various other means, other people, data, phones. All they're doing is hiring people. So again, I'll say, you think this is like some sort of, conspiracy or something like that? Well, I got news for you. For conspiracy, there sure are a lot of things that we can prove are fact and trace it back to Donald J. Trump. So, again, Donald J. Trump attacks U.S. citizens and hires people to do so, and he harasses and stalks entire families for the purposes of bettering his brand. Because he's a fucking moron. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So all he did is start listening to what I was saying. I made sense. So everything I would say, he would start touching a little bit on it, but try to re-explain, try to make up for it in some way. So that way, as people were watching my streams and I was reasonably presenting the facts to you, all he was doing is going on some fucking thing the next day and on some tirade at some fucking, rally that he has, about something similar to what I was talking about, and then so that way it would just dismiss it and stuff like that. And then you can sit here and you can find just how often that happened. Back to back, where just very obviously this guy is guilty of watching my streams, trying to remove all evidence of it, and sitting here and literally harassing and attacking my entire goddamn family. And he's a fucking piece of shit. Dude's a piece of shit. He's on the Epstein list too, by the way. That's why they don't want to release it. Yeah, Donald Trump's on the Epstein list and they're trying to strike his name. That's why they're not releasing it. Yep, he's sitting here and he's trying to make sure nobody's going to leak his name. That's all. It's Donald Trump, and he was on there so many fucking times. That's why. So again, why are you sitting here and harassing and attacking and stalking my family when you know that you were on that list countless fucking times? Gee, I wonder. So this is the point. This is the point. The country's ours, it's not his. It's not a guy that sits here and he has all the wealth just because he stole it, because he lied and cheated his way to the top. Daddy gave him a small loan of $1 million, and then he sat here and controlled the mob, did illegal shit to obtain this property, illegal shit to do this, illegal shit to do that. Had to flee New York because of all the illegal shit that he did. He was losing those battles. He was trying so hard to keep afloat. He was going to go bankrupt. Everything was crumbling, and then he ran for president. He literally sat there and lied that he was running for president. He hired a bunch of actors. He had them clap as he came down the escalator. He wasn't really running for president. He was just trying to boost his image. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He just knew he really couldn't take losing or shutting down his Trump Tower. So he sat there and made ties made in China, sold ties made in China in his name. His ties were all made in China, all while saying he needs to not outsource jobs to China, yada, yada, yada. He's sitting here ordering Chinese steel for all his buildings, and you're thinking that he's not out. No, Donald fucking Trump gets huge, massive discounts ordering Chinese steel for his fucking construction projects for fucking decades. This guy's been doing this for I don't even know how long. And you sit here and you actually believe that this guy is the guy? No, he's the fucking criminal. Like this guy is the reason why all this is happening. Is a crime family. All of them, and now I'm starting to wonder about the whole Russian ties. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder why he's appointing Russians to things and stuff like that. And again, we know that we have Russian spies. Obama found Russian spies. He talked about this. What the fuck? And then you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me Donald Trump isn't literally behind all of that. And then the FBI is just being defunded. Oh, imagine that. The people that would investigate all this. Oh, wow. That's leaving all the rest of us to sit here and fucking say all this shit. But you're too stupid. You just sit here just like Donald Trump. Yeah. Donald Trump. Yay for racism. That's what you like. And, you know, if I were fooled, I would be like that too. I'm just glad, you know, like, I have come to that realization and can use my brain to deduce what the facts are. Because, you know, apparently that's a thing people can't do. I don't know. Can I ask you a question? When I was talking about all this stuff, and I was talking about making a really big point about how Donald Trump doesn't ever work, he never worked a day in his life, way back. And I even called out the video where he had to pose in a video of him cleaning bathrooms in his own Trump Tower. And it was like obviously staged. Like, you really think he's cleaning bathrooms? It's a staged video to make it look like he's... What the fuck? And, like, it looked ridiculous, too. Like, his shirt was tucked in and not dirty. He was wearing, like, an apron. He got gloves up to here. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, it was obvious he wiped the sink down for the video. And, like, that's it. Like, he literally... It was just staged. Like, no, nobody actually... Like, you really think... No. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody that does that... Like, if he has to make a video for it, he didn't... Again, like... When people do nice things, like, and then like, think, oh, let's make a whole thing about, no, like, just do the nice thing. Like, it's staged. So when I talk about this and I make a big idea that this is staged and he hasn't worked a day in his life, because, you know, even on his old fucking paper route that he used to have, or his mail route, or whatever it was, his daddy would drive him around when it was raining. Yeah, his daddy would drive him around when it was raining, and it was the sort of thing where like, he was just always there to bail him out of trouble and pay lots of money to get him out of trouble and to pay off the university where his professor was, and his professor hated him. Professor called him one of the dumbest. I think he dumb. Dumb is one of the words he used. One of the dumbest students, and he also like swore too when asked about him. Like he used an obscenity. He's a professor. Okay. So like this is what we're talking about. Like this dumb motherfucker was like an entitled piece of shit in college. Literally just got through paying the fucking dean off, paying oh yeah, beta, kappa, whatever. He's alpha, prime, whatever. Nobody gives a shit. This fucking rich asshole just went through college just to say that he did, and then have a little fucking piece of paper. He don't know shit. This guy sat here and tried to sell you on a joint venture just because, oh, I don't think anybody's ever thought of it like that. He actually said that. Yes, yeah, totally, yeah, because, a joint venture isn't just, like, literally anything any president has ever tried to do while presenting a deal with any other country talking about anything. No, not at all. That's not a joint venture at all. We're not ever doing that. When we, present a deal with, I don't know, maybe like a big company from another country or something on importing a bunch of stuff, microchips or video cards or something like that. No, we don't ever do joint ventures. What the fuck is that? Donald Trump actually did this. He actually fucking said, oh, nobody ever... And, like, this is the point. This was his big... And so, like, everywhere along the way, I just knew he was watching. Like, literally, as I called out the fact that he never worked a day in his life, and I'm making this very obvious, like people were kind of paying attention to him, following, and he's, like, disrupting the stream. Meanwhile, he stages a little thing where he works at McDonald's all around this. All around this, conveniently. It pretty much lines up with it. Yeah, and I didn't even know that was going to happen. He just... Yeah. And again, you remember nobody thinks that he did a job. Nobody thinks he did a job. You don't... No. And he's like saying it's fun and stuff like that. No, almost nobody works at McDonald's that thinks it's fun. Secondly, you didn't work. You stood there while everybody else made the job perfect for you and handed you exactly what you needed to do. Told you exactly what you needed to do. And you just fucking did it. Just one little fucking, oh yeah, we'll get some fries. Just to let you know, the fry person is literally like, they put the old ladies on the fries. Yeah, like the fries is like the easiest fucking job in the goddamn store, and that's the whole point. You can be slow as shit. Because you're just a basket of fries. He isn't doing anything, there's no work there. Like the minimal amount. Meanwhile, he's staging this all around me talking about it. Meanwhile, other things happen that I start picking up on. He's like, literally, it's almost like he's watching and learning and actually hanging on to everything I'm saying because he's just delusional. And I just start picking up on it. I'm like, is this really happening? Is the President of the United States really fucking this petty? And then I start looking up interviews. I start, like, doing a little research. I start looking up, like, people that worked with him and stuff, talked about him. I start looking up interviews. Yeah, he is. I looked it up. Basically, all you have to do is look up a few interviews with people that have worked with him in the past and learn that that's exactly what his mannerisms are. He goes home and he watches TV. That's all he ever fucking does. He sits at his goddamn house on his phone on social media, watches TV, sits there on his phone, watches live streams, and yeah, the federal government intervenes if they find cookies and trackers tied to his device as he's watching your live stream. So you get fucked because Donald piece of shit Trump wants to watch your live stream. Yep. And you guys know how many times I've definitely had issues with people being in here causing problems. So imagine that. Isn't that interesting? When you throw that into the works, that piece of information, how that just suddenly kind of lines up and makes sense now. Yep. So, Instead of telling me, instead of reaching out, instead of being like, well, just, you know, he was watching, don't say anything. He'll stop watching. We didn't know that there was a thing going on. Just don't say anything. I would have been like, okay. My mouth is shut. My lips are sealed. Won't speak another word about it. Thanks for letting me know. But no. Not a single word. Not a reach out. Nada, nothing. He don't give a shit. He doesn't care. That guy, you are only worth anything to him if you are rich and, you know, you scratch his back in some way. You prove that, you know, like he is a good president, even though he's not. And yeah, I got my Capri Sun. So what? You actually found out they're really freaking good, man. This is absurd that anybody actually believes anything he says anymore. Or anything coming from that administration. This is all just a coup, man. You're gonna wake up. And then you see the interference with my streams. You see the suppression, the interference with, like, where, like, you know, we talk about other subjects and stuff like that. And again, it's kind of obvious this stuff is happening. You know, and I'm not giving you anything that isn't fact. Like, I'm just talking about facts. I'm talking about things that have happened. I'm talking about events. I'm not being misleading. Yet, there's entire channels with, like, 8,000 subscribers that will give you complete nonsense, disinformation, lying about, like, the whole cast of the Avengers and shit like that. They'll have a channel, they'll have tens of thousands of views. Meanwhile, we're sitting here and we're trying to inform the public how they're being fucked in the ass by Donald Trump. And YouTube's just like, oh, we'll censor that shit. So, like, one just assumes that they're involved. One just assumes that they're being used as well. That essentially they are being manipulated into this, and some people behind the scenes are aware of it. Fascinating, isn't it? But either way, I can't say anything about the investigation. Can't talk about it. I probably shouldn't have even said that. Shit. Oh well. Either way, this guy's dangerous to democracy. And democracy is what you want, because democracy means you have rights. That's it. You have the right to speak up. You have a right to a representative, the right to this and that. Otherwise, those rights are gone. That's what's doing it. It's democracy. That's why you want it. That's why all these other countries all around the other world are trying to do anything they can to kill our democracy. Because they know that's what that means. You get that? The CIA and the FBI have a history of helping and working with the Nazis in this country. And a lot of that's being declassified and coming out. But that's true. And, you know, the FBI has a long history of meddling in, like, a racist agenda to get somebody assassinated or something like that. You know, like, basically, Martin Luther King was assassinated pretty much because of the FBI. Pretty much. So basically, like, this is the type of stuff that's coming out and it's pissing everybody off. Like, that's it. We're learning, the Democrat voters are basically just learning that for a long time, the federal government has been incredibly racist and has been literally driving people and segregating people out of this country as much as they can for a long-ass time. And the CIA assassinated JFK. I'll say that again. The CIA assassinated JFK, their own president. Well, why are the JFK files out? We already know this. What are you talking about? They were already... Are you kidding me? Why do people keep saying these things? That's Fox News bullshit. It's out. Why do you keep saying, where is it and why is it? You can fucking look at it. The CIA killed JFK because Lee Harvey Oswald was an inside man. He was literally a Soviet spy, and he was working for the CIA. That's literally what happened. How the fuck do you not know this? They literally assassinated JFK in broad daylight, walked out, went back to his office, tendered his resignation, and left the country. The CIA killed JFK. And you think that, again, they're for your best interest. You think that the FBI and any of these organizations that investigate are for your best interest. No, what's saving you is your state governments. The fact that that's always overridden federal government. And the fact that we've had some good presidents do some good work here and there to fix things, like Obama and Biden. Now, no, you have a king sitting here trying to force his way into kingship and dictatorship, undoing democracy, lying, racist deportations. So again, let's talk about the wall. Let's go back to this wall subject, because I know I got way off topic and I just started going way long onto something else. The wall. Expensive. Too expensive. Repairs, can't do it. Line of sight's a huge issue. Again, I said several fences in front of each other is a better security post than a huge wall that goes up. Again, air can pass through that. It doesn't knock it down. Wildlife is a huge issue. You're disrupting wildlife. You're actually causing a massive disruption of the ecosystem and the environment of that area. Doesn't matter if it's desert or not. You can't be doing this stuff. You know, it really does matter. A fence can help with this sort of thing versus, you know, just a solid damn concrete wall. And again, the cost of that. Now again, there's all kinds of subdivisional categories now where you can start going line of sight becomes a problem. Because again, line of sight. Now you have to have maybe a camera system. Let's be reasonable, yeah, because otherwise you can't see through the wall. Who can see through that wall? Were you going to have guys that... No. Nah. So, you know, you set up your detectors, you do your motion stuff, you do your technology and stuff like that. You monitor via satellite. That's it. You know, if somebody breaches like we have satellites for this. We have detection things for this. They're not doing that. The wall is racist. It's to convince you that you want a wall, that you want to be separated by a wall. It's just the same thing Hitler did. You know, like the Berlin Wall and all that stuff. It's a cause for segregation where it causes people to feel like they want to be separated and stuff like that. Donald Trump is literally taken right from Hitler's playbook. I mean, Hitler did a lot of the stuff that Trump proposes and is proposing. And remember, he said he thought Hitler had some good ideas. So again, when are you going to recognize Nazism in America? And the fact that the Europeans are separating themselves from that because they learned the hard way that's not the way to go. They don't want anything to do with that shit. That bloody past is behind them. They want world peace just as much as you and I do. And some people, like Donald Trump, they don't. They want to see their name at the top of the headlines They want to see that they conquered the world. They want you to see that they did it. They conquered the world. You know, like a freaking leader in Civilization or something like that. I feel like that's what they want. They want. I remember one day I was playing Civilization, and I was talking about how, like, I was relating it to some, you know, like, the modern world, and, you know, like, just how it relates and stuff. Like, I was just talking about, like, points and stuff, like, you know, like how the game talks about leaders and governments and stuff like that, and just, like, you know, talk about how it relates to modern world. And I remember literally, like, the next day Trump went on and did a speech, and conveniently, like, the prior day I had been playing, again, Civilization, and, like, you know, like, you can go through golden ages and stuff like that, where, like, everything's just better because you did something right and it spawned a golden age. So now, like, everything's just better, everything's just amazing, like, it's just gonna be good for a while, you don't have to worry about too much. And interference. They are cutting the whole stream out. Like, as soon as I started saying that, they don't want you to hear this. Yeah, they want this. Yeah, they don't want you to hear this. And I will tell you, I will warn you, to the person that's doing this, I do know who you are. And I know that you were claiming to be my friend for a very long time. I don't care about you anymore. Yeah, now that I know that it's you, you're dead to me. Don't contact me, don't fucking talk to me, and don't ever try to do this shit again, because I know who you are. Yeah, you told me exactly who you were. It was all a test. And you confirmed it. So, back off. You're the biggest Trumper I've ever seen. And you are so full of your own self. And all you've ever been doing is sitting here fucking around with my channel because you know things about me and you love Donnie Dickhead. That's it. You've just been fucking around with my channel endlessly because you're a piece of shit and you're wrong. Stop it. Or I'll expose everything about you and I'll tell everybody what you've been doing over the years. I'll tell them all. Yep. So stop. Right now. It stops now. It stops today. And again, if you sit here and you try to cause another attack, I'm going to come to your house. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. If you attack me again, and you do one of these things to attack, I will come to your house. That's it. You've been warned. You've been attacking me for years. I'm done putting up with it. I know who you are. Stop. Anyway, conveniently, as I was explaining and playing Civilization and having a stream about Civilization, talking about how, you know, a golden age in the game spawns a great time where, like, all these things are just good and everything just happens, you know, because again, you did something to do that. You made a good decision or something like that. Okay? And then the very next day, Donald Trump has, like, a prepared speech for the first time ever. Like, I've never heard him give a prepared... He doesn't ever give, like, he literally just wings that shit, just talks shit on the Democrats and makes shit up. And that day, he's talking about how he's going to spawn a new golden era. He's talking all about how he's going to spawn golden eras and stuff like that. So again, this guy is just watching the streams. How many fucking times throughout the years am I going to see something line up where this motherfucker just does the exact fucking thing I said from a previous stream? How many times am I going to say it? I've said it so many times exhaustively. I've been telling you this for fucking ever. Donald Trump is watching my goddamn streams. He's probably watching yours too. The only difference is he's removing the evidence of it if he thinks that, oh, maybe you're investigating him and trying to figure out if he's been watching your streams and fucking with your family. Yep. So, therefore, you get fucking bombarded with lots of chats and bots and shit like that if you're Asmongold and you talk good about him and shit like that. But if you don't, then you get harassed, then you get stalked, then you get fucked with. And we've been proving it. That's all that's been happening. We've just literally been proving it. And we've been proving how, again, they can't work with the state police. Because the state police, the state government overrides federal government. So what they've been doing is they've been sitting here lying and orchestrating scams to manipulate the local police departments because they're fucking stupid and they don't do anything. That's it. If I thought they weren't fucking stupid, I would say so. Again, like, they don't do anything. Half the time around here when I'm driving around, again, you guys have seen it. Police around here don't do a fucking thing. I don't even see them. Nope. All I see is this jackass swerving around behind me trying to pressure me to drive faster in a gigantic truck. And half the time, I'm driving home in the middle of the night. I have some asshole riding my ass trying to pressure me to drive. He's swerving around, flashing his lights, beeping at me. This is a daily thing. Daily. That we were documenting this. Oh yeah, and just basically showing that they're not doing anything. And then sporadically, one or two local departments, not really local, but a little bit further out, responded to that cause and saw that what I was trying to do. And I applaud them, I commend them, because they realized all I was trying to do. But the ones that were closer, how interesting that they would respond opposite. How interesting that it almost seemed to exacerbate my situation where almost I got more harassed, had more problems, and just generally saw less police presence. How interesting. How interesting. So, what this is you have Donald Trump and you have some people working probably with law enforcement all over, and a lot of times it's probably not state, but it's probably local. And they're just terrorists. You know, they're cops that mean to seek you harm because of your political agenda. That's it. You know, they're watching your streams. They have some fake channel and stuff. They try to, you know, they pretend to be these people and stuff like that. These are cops, and instead of doing real police work, this is what they're wasting their time doing: harassing people. Wow. And lying, too. Just constantly. Why is it that I can sit here and I can literally name about 5 or 6 different things that the local police did within my lifetime that were illegal? Just flat out illegal. I'm not even saying, like, to the point of, like, you know, somebody complains about a cop doing something that isn't right. And sometimes it's not really illegal, he just shouldn't have done. No, we're talking about actually, like, committing crimes. We're talking about, like, the local police departments planting paraphernalia evidence on people I know and stuff like that. Like, these guys are like the mafia. This is what they do. They lie. You know, like when an old woman has an accident, you know, a local cop doesn't take her statement. tells her to shut up and get in her car. And again, doesn't take a statement from the fact that the people that ran into her were threatening and harassing her and telling her to shut up and keep her mouth shut. And if she does, they'll pay for everything. And they didn't, by the way. Sounds like an insurance scam. Sounds like the local police department destroys cars for insurance scams. That's what it sounds like. When they have the car towed away, they just track where it goes and create an insurance scam. Because they have all your data. They can just sit there on their own time, use their little computer, look it up, sell it to the scammer. It's police. And I've been talking about this. And all around me talking about it, I'm doing a stream about how the local police department responded to an accident with an old woman exactly like that, where again, she's complaining about they didn't take her statement. They didn't take that down. They would refuse to take, I didn't hear it, so I'm not taking that statement. They wouldn't even let her in the police station to make a statement. They literally locked her out and came out and handed her the paper and then just quickly... Sounds like a bunch of scared little fucking sissies. Yeah, and the dork of a cop, I literally looked him up. He's like some fucking bald guy that wears glasses or some shit. Like, fuck you, douchebag. And this is how he responds. He doesn't take her statement. He literally tells her to shut up and get in her car. And again, didn't take her statement. Meanwhile, these people were threatening her with violence. Multiple people, and she felt threatened. Interesting. And the cop didn't take that statement. So basically it sounds like local Mennonite run into people with their tractors so that they can claim insurance frauds, and they help the local police departments do it too. You know, I've never seen this anywhere, but recently I saw a local business do something that made them look like the mafia. And I'm going to tell you what it was, because I don't give a shit. Because this is disgusting. This is what they did. When a guy was stealing from their parking lot. Now, this is the same police station. The same local police station is in this municipality. They would respond to this. Okay? So this is me telling you this is what the local police station, this municipality, is responsible for not doing. Okay? And not here. I'm talking about in the municipality I'm talking about. Not here. Okay? State police have jurisdiction here. Okay? I'm talking about the local police department. This down the road. It's not that far. Okay? And this is what happened. When somebody was stealing and almost seemed to have dementia, like looked like they had dementia, like just very obviously not all there, concerned about his safety, the general public's safety, and again the fact that he was stealing and appeared to have dementia. So this guy was stealing just things out of their parking lot that were theirs, that belonged to the establishment. And here's what happened that tells me that that establishment and the local police are involved with the mob. Instead of reporting it to the police and calling the police, they recorded him doing it. And then when they found out that this guy was like apparently a friend of one of the people on the board that owns the place, they made all of the stuff that he was stealing free. That's right. After that, instead of charging for it, because he was like arming it all into a fucking trash can to take it all like a fucking crazy person. Yeah, they covered for him by saying it's all free now. So that way, well, it's not really a crime if it was free, right? But it wasn't before that. Nope, they just decided to go with that because they found out that he was like a friend of the board member. And that board member then proceeded to very slowly retake ownership and force everybody out. And he's looked at as a beacon in the area. Oh, he helps so much. He's done so much. Sounds like he's done a lot of crime. And this is the same guy that was caught with choppers. Burning shit he shouldn't be burning, like green smoke and shit like that. This is the same fucking guy. I don't care. I'm not revealing his information. You don't know who that is. But certain other people might. So here's your warning. Here's your warning. All you had to do is not be an asshole. You were an asshole. That's it. That's your warning. All you had to do was be a Christian, as you claim to be. Yet, day in and day out, you're a fucking asshole. So cheers. Yeah. Have fun running that place as you run it into the ground. Unbelievable, right? The same guy that was blatantly racist towards the Spanish people. And, like, it's just the same person. So you see the pattern of behavior. Oh, but he's helped. He's Are you sure? Because the one day that guy was tailgating me, and it was real bad. He was like that close. I'm not making that up. That guy was tailgating the fucking shit out of me the one day. Yeah, he was behind me. I don't think he knew it was me, but that's how he drives. He's a douchebag. That's the point. Like, he just doesn't care. Everything is his way. This is this mentality. It's the same as Trump. That's it. And then these people just like act this way. They want everybody to listen to them and everything they have to say, and they're right and you're wrong. So this is not really the case. You know? So this is what's going on. That's it. That's what's going on. I'm calling out the bullshit, that's all. And I'm getting harassed, stalked. The whole family is. Interesting. I find it interesting that people are hanging around certain other people too. And spending an awful lot of time hanging around them while other things, other events happen. And then you just disappear. You just suddenly vanish. Even though you were hanging around this person, all of a sudden, something happens. Boom. And you vanish. You're just not hanging around anymore. Interesting. And we know how corrupt the local police are. We already know that. We've already seen a bank across the street from a bank, and then a bank right up there. 3 banks. If you know how to analyze things, you know what that means. Especially in an area like this. You know, it makes sense if it was like fucking Philadelphia or something like this city. Like, that would make sense. Why is it in a rural town we have a bank and then a bank right across the street? Why is that? What is going on there? Interesting, isn't it? So, it's pretty crazy that you may have to start accepting the fact that people close to you are lying to you. You know, like your friends that you make friends with that support Trump and stuff, and you keep being friends with them. They might be the reason you got scammed. Or might be the reason why you're getting harassed, and you think it's not them. You really give them every benefit of the doubt, but behind the scenes, they're really mad that you don't like Trump, and they're gonna fuck you up. They're gonna fuck up your life just because you don't like Trump, and you're talking about it, and they can't stand it. This is what you have to be concerned about. That's what Nazism is. That's what this obsession with hate is. Trump has an obsession with hate. He does. He obsessively hates everything. Everything that he didn't do. Oh, so gets rid of the Iran nuclear deal just to say we need that deal. So now he's going to try to do that deal. Okay, so basically he's just racist, and he didn't like the fact that Obama was a black man and he was really successful. So him being a blonde-haired fucking white dude, billionaire, he's gonna sit here and remove everything that Obama did and just try to take credit for it. How do you not see this? How do you not see it? It all started with that. All the tweets that he had to remove, that he was sitting here endlessly bitching about Obama, and then Obama finally just gave it back to him at the dinner. And people feel like that was the turning point too for Trump to run and stuff like that. But again, I still submit to the fact that I don't think he was serious about running, that it was a scam, that he did hire all those actors and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the motivation. That's how he got the idea. I'm going to pretend to run. I don't think I'll win. Because again, remember, nobody thought, Hillary, she had the popular vote by a good bit, actually. Trump very, very barely won the Electoral College by a small margin. A very, very, very small margin. Hey, man. How are you? Yeah, so... You just don't forget that. That election with him and Hillary, again, the Electoral College is what decided his win on that one. And this is again why you don't want this. When do you ever vote? What do you ever vote for in your life? You vote for something and then the second place person wins. How does that make any sense? What was the purpose of taking a tally then, when it just picks somebody? So that's kind of my point is this is what you need to come to as a realization about the Electoral College, and why that doesn't make any sense for a modern day thing is if they're deciding that the popular vote, but she didn't win by, even though she won by a shitload of fucking votes, and they just make Trump the president anyway, that's them just picking somebody. He didn't win. You had a boring dinner, boring weekend really helped. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Hopefully this helps. We're just, talking about the usual lately. It's ridiculous crowd going on. I just was covering the stuff going on in Ventura County, the farm. I don't know if you heard about how they just went to the Ventura County farm and literally just went in there and just took all these people on buses and started deporting them. And then, like, all these other people were, like, parking their cars and trying to prevent the feds from leaving and taking them. Because, again, these are people that probably just in sanctuary cities, legally able to do this. And, they're just taking them. And then, like, all these people get tear gas. You see this green smoke. It's crazy. Oh, yeah? So they can say, I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes it's nice to enjoy a quiet dinner, I suppose, but I guess does that defeat the purpose of having company? I don't know. Maybe you could try to, spark a conversation or something that's non-political. Don't talk about politics at the dinner table, though. You just don't do that. It's not a good idea. Not the place for it. Talk about how crazy some of those awesome old video games were from like the 90s or something. Did they like video games? You could talk about like old movies or something. Yeah, like what's your favorite old movie? Yeah, like instead of now, what's your favorite old movie? That'd be a tough one. You should remember, think of what that is. Because like, is Equilibrium old now? Do you guys consider that old? If you consider that old, there we go. I mean, that's my favorite movie, but is it really... Came out in 98? I think 98, 99, something like that. Is that old? Yeah, if that's old, that one. I mean, if you want older, like that would be fun if you would try to like think of like favorite old movie. That's a fun one. I don't know. You just try that, I guess. I liked Ghostbusters comes to mind. Ghostbusters are a great movie. But I mean, like, there's lots of them. Back to the Future was like my movie growing up. That was it. I watched that shit on just repeat, nonstop. That was it. I loved the first and third one a lot. I mean, I didn't hate the second one was great. I really liked those. I just kept watching because the third one, I just loved the Old West. It's still like, I love that they went and did that thing with it, and then the train at the end, that was so cool. Like the whole thing where she comes in and sees the train, like she comes back to like try to look for Doc, and he's gone, but like she finds the train table and realizes he's like maybe not making this up, like, well, maybe he is, but maybe he's just, like he believes that he could do this, so he's not lying at least, so like she's just like, oh my gosh, she goes chase after him and stuff like that. I just thought that was cool. I thought that whole scene was great. I loved how Marty had to use his hoverboard to try to get back to Doc. Like, it was just a real intense scene. I fucking loved it. It was so good. I loved the Clint Eastwood reference. That was a Clint Eastwood move. The move Marty did in the thing where he just like got shot. Remember that? I don't want to spoil for you. You haven't seen it, I will spoil it. Go watch it. It's such a good movie. That little trick he does, that's a Clint Eastwood trick. Loved it. Yeah, loved it. But it worked, right? Like, that was the whole point. Like, yeah, like, You would expect that, because, yeah, they did aim there. It's exactly where they would shoot. So it worked. I just thought it was great. Just hits him with it. I like the whole scene, too. I love, and this is why you gotta respect Michael J. Fox. That guy would have been, like, the best actor ever. Period. I don't say that with the slightest bit of hesitation. I just literally, not even the slight. That guy, and he is. Like, I mean, I think he deserves that. But like, the point is, he didn't have a chance to. You know what I mean? Like, so the point is, watch that third movie, because, oh my God, Michael J. Fox plays his own ancestor. That's just him, and he has the accent, and he's like, I'm like, is that Gary Oldman, like, disguised as Michael J. Fox or something? Like, no, it's just Michael J. Fox being amazing. So that's the point. Like, this guy was so good. Michael J. Fox was amazing, always was, and he did it in the second one too. Remember when they went to the future? He played like all these future versions of himself. That was just him too. Like, and like they did that with the actor that played Biff too, the guy that played Biff. So we have interference again. Again, if there's any section of the stream missing, just remember that a lot of the time this is being done by the stalker, and again, I know who you are, so the warning stings true. I will come, and I will literally prove to you that I know who you are. I'm just going to screenshot this really quick so that I can show you when I get there that I'm literally not screwing around with you. So again, if any section of the stream is missing, again, this same stalker that's just been kind of like fucking around with my stuff and pretending for a long time and stuff like that. He's just doing it again and sitting here trying to heat up my device so that there's a huge section of the stream missing. So again, if the police want to contact me, I'll go ahead and give you some information on somebody that's been doing this for a long time. I'll give you plenty of information on him, okay? So if you want to go ahead and contact me, I'll go ahead and tell you who I think this is now, because I have a pretty good idea of who it is. He fell into a little bit of a trap with a word game that I played, so I'm going to go ahead and give you that information and remind you that an expert would not react this way and would not say certain things. They would know the answer. They would if they claim to be such an expert. So there's just certain things that this person literally just it's very obvious what they're doing, and then what they have been doing to a lot of people. They are very dangerous, and they do harm people, and they are a terrorist. If I were you, I would run. Yeah, because I'm going to tell everybody. You're a piece of shit. I just really can't believe I ever trusted you with anything. Because it's very obvious what you've been doing here. So anyway, regardless of the section of the stream missing and the very seriousness of this, we'll try to get the content out there, and like I said, I can't talk too much about the investigation. I already said that, I guess confirming, but not really giving much info. So again, not going to talk about it. Not going to talk about it. But I'm taking I'm taking a step forward. I'm doing my part. That's it. You sit here and you do things and you think no. Literally just the worst. You are a terrorist. Like, literally, you sat there being all pissed off about Facebook posts and, like, people trying to prove you wrong about Trump and shit like that, and all you ever did is just sit here and be angry about it and start fucking around with my streams and my family. Because you had the information. That's it. You're a piece of shit. Don't ever fucking talk to me again. And again, if you message me, all I'm going to do is screenshot that. I'll make sure that they see it. I've already told you not to, so don't even try it. Yeah. Sit here and try to selectively play little mind games with your messages anyway, so. Done with it. I'm keeping an eye on you too, because you came on here with an account and you keep coming in, showing up at convenient times, asking these questions right at convenient times, right when I'm asking about, right when I'm drawing this person out, telling you exactly who they are. You create an account, oh, I don't know, maybe that was created yesterday, just to come in the chat and talk to me with some fucking picture or whatever. Why'd you do that? Why don't you just come in here on your regular account? Oh, right, because that's your account. You made it yesterday. Whatever. So I'm keeping an eye on it. The whole point is you're starting to show up around these times where I'm talking about this. You're not showing up at other times. You're not showing up any other time. Just conveniently, right as we're talking about this person, this particular subject, you show up. So again, you look like that person to me. You look like you are that person coming in here, showing up conveniently right then. What's going on? Trying to get me to talk about it. Literally just trying to get any type of reaction at all so that you can do something. You can use that in some type of manner. It's you. So again, I'm keeping an eye on that. You created that account. You came into the stream and you chatted and you were keeping the chat going. But again, this is what you do. And again, if you're going to do that, it's actually very strange. I really typically don't know too many people that create an account that day and then go into a streamer's chat and start filling their chat up and just start talking and they're just super vocal. I like almost nobody I don't know that does that, except unless again what you're doing is you're hiding who you are. You didn't come in on your normal account. You're not coveted the chat just here and there. Hi, love the channel, subscribing, yada yada. You're sitting there, you're filling the chat, you're trying to create this narrative that there's something different to it, but really what you're doing is you're coming in at these particular times conveniently with an account nobody's ever seen before, created yesterday. You know what you're doing. So again, I'm keeping an eye on it. And yeah, you haven't been blocked, but you've been fucking timed out. So you want to get blocked, keep doing it. I have no time for this. Stop coming in on stupid alts. Let's see what your actual account is. Otherwise, don't talk in my chat. I'm done with it. I don't want bots. I don't want stupid alts. I want to know who you... Don't fucking come in here with an account made like yesterday or today or some fucking... It just looks ridiculous. You look like a bot. I'm done with it. This is the point. Like, the amount of fucking times over the years that I've seen this and I've never seen this in all these other chats that I'm in, I see their channel and stuff like that. That's never the case. All these other chats that I see all over YouTube, I never see this as such a regular thing. Yet in my stream, we get tons of this stupid shit. So again, you're the same one fucking person doing all this. Just stop. So again, what I was talking about was, in Back to the Future 2, I thought it was pretty cool that the guy that played Biff, he also played like those roles, those older versions of himself too. I think, right? Like sometimes, yeah, he did. He did like when he was like, wasn't he the president? Was the idea, right? So, maybe just super important, like, I don't know. The idea was that it was chaos and stuff like that. It was sort of like it is now. Like, it was painting the picture that this is what happens when you lift these types of people up. This is what the future's going to look like. And so, like, the fact that people didn't get that... and that's basically what's... Like, literally a guy did freaking... take a tank down. Did that happen in California? I mean, come on, like, this is the point. Like, we saw that in that movie, and even that was extreme. Like, we laughed about it, like, oh yeah, like that's gonna. No, that's happening now. People are that insane. So, yeah, really like valid ways of telling a story and looking at life, and like again, like just I loved those movies. They were really valid, and timeless for sure. Timeless lesson to be learned. And that's why I like 3, because the point of the ending was that you don't go into the future, like, because the point is you caused that problem. You remember they caused all these problems just because like that's the point. It's what you make of it. Like if you know something's a problem now, fix it before it's this instead of just this. Like that's it. That's the message. The future is whatever you make it. Okay, we're living that now. Nobody's trying to say, all this is wrong or anything like that. They're just kind of letting that happen, letting that person take over and get rid of democracy. Ridiculous. And almost anybody would have not responded and had any type of follow-up to that. Yet he sat here and waited till the timeout was done just to type that. Just leave. Okay? Again, I don't think you're being honest. I just think your account is bullshit. Yeah, I think you're just like somebody very obviously you know who you are, and you're just coming in here on an alt, and you don't want attention or whatever. Stop. Yeah, you're not helping at all. You want to come in here with your real account and actually help. Because that's the point. Half of you guys are from big channels. Some of you guys are whales coming in here on fucking alts being jackasses. And instead of coming in here on your regular account, which would give me help, you're coming in here on an alt being a jackass on purpose. That's it. That's all you're doing. I've noticed it. Do you really think they haven't been in here? Are you kidding me after everything I said? Yeah, they are. They can't help themselves, especially Trump people. You think they're keeping their mouths shut? Nah. They've all made alts. They've all come in my chat. They've all said things because they feel so triggered to do so. It's a shame. It's a shame that, like, this is how people act. If what I am saying is true, you had nothing to say except, yeah, valid point, okay. That's what you should say. I'm going to give you that one, valid point. If I have something not credible and you could back it up and you could debate me, then do so on your own platform. Don't come in here and do that fucking stupid shit. And then hide. No, you know you're doing that so that you're not giving exposure. You're intentionally coming in here hiding who you are. Meanwhile, you don't want everybody to see that you're coming in here. It's pretty sad. So yeah, if we had valid reasons for doing this shit, fine. But you don't got it. You think you do, you don't. Well, what's it gonna hurt? It's not. You just don't want to do it. So, I have no room, I have no problem, no room for, more of those problems, more of those issues. Just gotta call it out. Yeah, there it is. Good. Yeah, I may have to he's doing stuff. He's sitting here and he's trying to do stuff. Thinks I don't know, but the maturity level. Some adults that have nothing better to do than to sit at home and harass people instead of fucking getting jobs. Yeah. And meanwhile, he hasn't had one. He's gonna sit here and lie, but sitting at home, rotting, pushing people away, doesn't talk to people, desensitizes. Yep, literally just removes too much from society and thus starts hating. Starts hating people, starts hating anything that is removes that comfort cushion of I want to be, I want to hide and harass from afar. That's all this person's doing. Why did you say Paul? Paul? Paul what? I don't remember what I was talking about that. Paul. Yeah, so, America's pretty screwed because of Donald Trump. And probably more than half the Republicans that signed that bill didn't read it. You know Republicans don't read bills, right? That's the problem. Yep, because they're all a bunch of idiots. I mean, why would you sign something you didn't fucking read? Like, you literally signed that bill and you didn't fucking read it? I don't want you in Congress. What the fuck is the matter with you? And this is the point. Nobody removes those people. Those people are fucking irresponsible. You didn't read it, yet you signed it. Fuck you. That's your job, man. It's literally why we elected you for that position. You didn't read it. You're not doing your job. They get paid shitloads of money for this. And they're not reading it. And the ones that write it, they're probably not even reading it either. They just get somebody to draft it up. They're like, that's great. I gotta give a little bit of I gotta give a little bit of guff to Jon Stewart a little bit. I love him, but was it Booker he kind of made fun of? What was the Democrat with the baseball bat? He made fun of that picture, all while saying the guy didn't do anything to try to go against the bill. That fucking guy stood in front of Congress for like. It was the House. He stood in front of the House for like fucking. Was it the House? He stood in front of them for like fuck when J.D. Vance was voting and broke the tie and stuff like that before all that happened, right? I watched him. I'm just trying to remember when it happened. I just know it was around the time they were voting for it. I literally watched him stand there and give a huge speech, like forever. The guy was like sweating. He was talking how terrible it was and very specific things. Why didn't you talk about that, Jon Stewart? So again, like, you can poke fun at the bat picture and stuff and say that he didn't do anything, and you can poke fun at how Schumer's glasses are too low and shit like that. And yeah, that's funny, but can you at least call it out when the guy does do an all-nighter and he does stand there and he does like fucking try really hard? Can you at least give that to him? That's all. Hey, Jon Stewart was the one that went in front of Congress. Like that guy was there early. He fought tooth and nail against disgusting Republicans trying to get rid of life-saving things and take them away from 9/11 responders. Years later, after this has fucked up their lives, they're trying to rip this stuff from them that's keeping them alive and helping them and stuff because of what they did to save these people. And Jon Stewart was there fighting tooth and nail to make sure they didn't ever lose that. And eventually it didn't matter. Obviously, eventually Republicans are assholes. But if anybody does have the right to give them a hard time, it is Jon Stewart. So, again, I don't have much, I don't have any guff really with him. I just sort of like a, you know, like more of like a shoulder or an elbow jab or something like that. Like, hey, why don't you at least give this guy a mention that he actually did? Because he sort of did the opposite. He sort of said he didn't really do anything, and he did. So I got to give him a little bit of a hard time for that. But again, like I said, Jon Stewart put his time in, and yeah, Jesus, what he's talking about. Trust me. Really, really funny, but smart too. He is dead on. I love his idea too. Like he actually has ideas too. I remember a while back, it was hilarious. Like he was sitting there picking apart Trump's budget, and he just said, "Oh, I don't know. How about spending it on this and this and this?" And like literal, valid, good fucking ideas. He was like giving. Like, why do you elect this guy that clearly cares about the country? Why do you elect more people like him? Why do you constantly just do these things where it's very clearly a guy that shouldn't be in charge? Why are we doing this? So, you know, I was just saying, I love Jon Stewart. You know, like we often see eye to eye on a good bit of this stuff, but I think it was Booker, right? So yeah, and he often gives a lot of time to try to. I've heard of him doing that other times too. So maybe I should say often. I've just heard of him doing it other times too. So like where he really tried really hard to put as much time into getting it across that this is not a good thing, and you just staying there, you know, all-nighters sort of thing, you know, and. The weird thing is that some of the Republicans on the other side sat there and acted like they were pulling all-nighters and stuff to make this pass, like it was helping you or something. Like, this is how scammy and gross this is. We pulled all-nighters and make sure this is passing to help America. It's like it's doing the opposite. You're really sitting here and actually doing that. Like, oh man, that is awful. They're actually sitting there, actually like doing that, where they're just sitting there copying, like a child would. You know, almost like you wouldn't remember that the Democrats do this, and this is typically their thing. They do all-nighters. They really try to put the extra effort in to stay there. No, now the Republicans are just lying. They're using that concept. Oh, yeah, we pulled all-nighters to really push this bill to help America. It's literally the opposite. This bill is literally going to give them a shitload of money. It's going to help Republicans. It's going to help rich people get richer, and it's going to hurt you. And they were bragging about pulling all-nighters to pass this thing. It's fucking disgusting, man. Fuck those people. Anyway, I'm done with people trying to fuck around and act like I don't notice. Now I know who y'all are. I've just been too nice about it. Fuck you. Stop fucking around with me and think I don't know who you are. I know exactly who y'all are. There's several of you doing it. I'm done with it. This is why it seems like you think you're the only one. No. There's several of you stalking, harassing, and fucking with me. This is why you momentarily laugh at that, because you don't realize it. Yeah, there's actually several, because I call out some bullshit. And then instead of letting it go, what they do is they harass, stalk, and cause these problems. Because they can't take what I'm saying? Well, if it wasn't true, why would it matter that I'm saying it? Yeah, if it wasn't true and you're not worried about it, why the fuck are you sitting here causing disruptions for my streams, ending the streams, causing all these overheating issues, breaking devices? Like, literally, my fucking Wi-Fi connection to my goddamn phone is so constant every day, I can't even turn off the mobile data anymore. That mobile data is on all the time. Literally, they have broken so many features I can't turn off Wi-Fi, I can't turn off mobile. They literally just copied and stole my SIM card and are sitting there and are fucking working with somebody at the cell phone company to lie and manipulate, to sit here and fucking steal and cheat and eventually try to make, I guess, some sort of something out of themselves out of this. Like maybe a career or something where they're just lying and creating fake reasons to do this or do that. Does that sound familiar? And it really doesn't add up, but they're really convincing, and, you know, like really press this issue and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what's actually happening. This fucking faggot is just sitting here and screwing around with my streams. And I say faggot because he's a closet faggot. That's why. For a long time I've known this. That's it. He's just a closet case. And that's why he's doing it. That's the real truth. Yeah, he literally just won't ever come to terms. Like, that's it. And he's going insane, and instead he's just sitting here trying to cause all these distractions and stuff like that. But literally, this guy is going insane. I see it. I see your disruption. I see it. You think I don't see it? You think I don't see you causing that disruption right now? I literally see it. I see what you're doing. You realize I could see you, right? Yeah, I know what you're doing. The other people know what you're doing too. Like, you're ridiculous to actually think that, like, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna fuck around with somebody and people aren't gonna notice. You just, like, literally sit here and stalk and harass, fuck around with somebody. You just, like, just do this and you think people aren't going to notice eventually that you're just fucking around with somebody? No, trust me. Trust me, they know. I gotta go. I have to take care of something. Hope I gave you some entertainment, man. But thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you. This is just. This current political situation is a coup d'etat. Look that up. It's a coup from within. It was a way for them to overthrow the government. They tried to do it with y'all on January 6th. It didn't work. Now they're doing it again, right from day one. Elon Musk has fled with a black eye. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Thanks for watching.